Sorry, a few first day glitches here. We'll get this straightened out. Number one, take a vote. And what did we decide? We decided only one person thought it would go this way, 8 people thought it would go that way. Okay, the second way to settle an argument is to appeal to a higher authority. What does that mean? Appeal to a higher authority. Ask someone who ought to know, right? Someone who has expertise in this area. Presuming that this area is physics, someone like myself or Mr. Hain, maybe you would bring them in. This is commonly done in a court of law. You bring an expert witness in. Not sure, you bring an expert in. Okay? So we can bring Mr. Hain in here and see what he thought. Call that a higher authority. All right, a third way to settle an argument. Let's see, what's the third way? The third way is you win an argument by superior logic. And so, I will try to apply some logic to this situation. Raj, I appreciate that you think it's going to go to the left, and I understand why you might think that, because that's the way I'm pulling, right? But you'll see that when I pull on the string, because I wrap it around and it goes underneath, it creates a torque, right? And the torque causes the thing to have an angular acceleration, which is clockwise. See, even though I'm pulling to the left, I'm creating a torque which makes it spin clockwise. Does that make sense? And since it spins clockwise and it's on the table, it's going to roll to the right, even though, Raj, I'm pulling to the left. Now look, I don't expect you to understand that. You haven't had physics yet, but soon you'll learn about torque and angular acceleration and so forth. It'll become very clear that the thing is actually going to go to the left, even though I'm pulling to the right, which you already surmised. So sometimes you bring logic into the situation. It becomes patently obvious that that's what's going to happen once you understand the logic of what a learned person has described to you. So we'll say use logic. And there's a fourth way to settle an argument. What's the fourth way to settle an argument?
Do an experiment?
Yes. You do the experiment and you observe the result. And that's the fourth way. Let me just catalog that experiment. Okay, so let's do the experiment. Okay, Raj, very good. Now, why do I do this? I always do this the first day of class. Why do I do this? Well, first of all, I want to make a few points about our topic. We're going to study physics. I don't know how much you know about physics, but it's the ultimate nature of things. We like to say the mind of God. We're going to try to understand the mind of God in here. It does not matter. It matters in science, in physics especially. It does not matter what the consensus is. Okay? 8 of you said it would go the other way. It doesn't matter how important the person is who comes in and says it's going to go one way or the other. It does not matter how compelling the logic is. Wasn't my logic compelling? In matters of science, what's the only thing that matters? The outcome. That's right. The experiment, the outcome, however you want to say that. Okay? Now, it's going to sound a little corny, but that's what sets us free, you see. Why? Well, let's see. When I was a kid, what people ask me, well, I don't know, I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I first got a degree in psychology, and I worked in that field for several years. You know that, Baron?
I never did.
Baron and I are kind of close, you see, because we run together. And I find myself in physics. People say, how come you switched from psychology to physics? It seems like a strange thing to do. Well, and I try to trace it back. Why? Because I think in the end, I don't like it when people tell me what to do. And when I was a kid, my mother would say, Tom, you got to go to bed at 8:30. I said, Mom, why 8:30? And what would she say? Because I said so. Right? And if you think about the classes you take, now you may disagree with me, but being having been at this a while, I would ask questions in these classes. And the teacher, ultimately, their answer to me, oh, but I have a different point of view, maybe, especially in English. Because I'd hand a paper in, and I'd have, my you, and they say no. I get the same grade in every English paper, no matter what I wrote. I tried to argue with them, but you couldn't argue with them. Because ultimately they were right because they said so. Or if you think about history class, who says that, George Washington lived these years? Well, that's what it says in a book. Don't tell me otherwise. That's what it says. Ma says you got to go to bed at 8:30. I said, Ma, why? She says, because I said so. Later I figured out you don't have to go to bed at 8:30. You can still do very well if you don't go to bed at 8:30. If you think about discourse, and this is going to be a key to us doing well, it isn't a matter of me telling you how something is. And there'll be times maybe when I tell you something. But that's not the mindset that you've got to have in here. You've got to question everything. So in other words, you have to respect me, I suppose, as I'm a teacher here at Tower Hill School and so forth. There's a certain amount of decorum that comes along with that. But do not respect my ideas any more than Levy's or Katrina's ideas. It's up to me to convince you that they're correct. And it's that ability to question and come to your own conclusions is what I'm trying to teach you, not the topic of physics. The topic of physics is just one of any number of topics that we could use to try to teach these sort of skills. I happen to think physics is the most interesting one and probably the best one to do this sort of thing. And of course, I'm a physicist. Of course, I've got to think that, but I hope you'll agree with me go along. But it's this questioning. And in the end, you see, we have an arbiter. If I got an argument with my mother, who was the arbiter? My mother. That's not fair, right? Who is the arbiter in physics? Who's the arbiter in physics?
The experiment.
The experiment, nature. Yeah. And so if you have an idea that you think you're right about something, and you go up against me, let's say you go up against me, Raj, you wouldn't do that, would you? Yes, you would. Well, who's going to decide who's right? The experiment. That's the beauty of it. You can show the teacher that he's wrong, right? And what we're doing here is so simple. You're going to laugh at how simple it is what we do here. You can do these experiments. You can always do experiments to show that you were right. What do you think? I love that about physics. And I hated that about English. Now look, I don't want to get down on English. English is a tremendous subject, but that aspect of it drove me nuts. Because I thought I said, this is what the author meant when they wrote this. She said, no, that's not what the author meant at all. You have it totally wrong. Who says, right? There was no arbiter. You couldn't bring the author back to life to figure it out. So I love that about it. And for that reason and others, I like to start off with something like this, some experiment. In the end, despite what 8 out of 9 people said, despite what Mr. Haynes said when he came over and asked him, despite the compelling logic that obviously made Raj wrong, in the end, Raj is correct. Right? You say, well, what about that argument you made about the torque and so forth? Apparently that argument was wrong. Right? Apparently that argument was wrong. And Raj stands on his perilous perch. Because the experiment is the thing. See, that is a key idea for us. Okay? Now, unfortunately, today, we're not going to do anything so sexy as that. We're going to have to start to learn the language of physics first. Unfortunately, the language of physics is what? Spanish?
Yeah.
Mathematics is the language of physics. Baron with lots of good answers today. Off to a great start. The language of physics is mathematics. Now, you might ask, why is mathematics so good at modeling the world? That's a very deep question. That's not one. That's more like a metaphysical question. But the language we're going to use in physics is mathematics. And it's the mathematics you've been studying your whole life with one caveat. In physics, you got to kind of learn a different part of that mathematics that you haven't focused on probably. So that will be a lot of our task at first, defining things and learning the language that we're going to use. And that's not quite as interesting as the physics itself, but that's what we kind of get started with. Okay? All right, now I got to go over a few details of the course, so the mechanics of how it's going to proceed. All right, any questions for me right now? This course you're going to see, you got to work very hard. You got to keep a pace because it's not like other courses. You got a snow day. All right, we'll just skip that topic. No, we can't do that because we got a test on May 7th. We all got to be ready for it. So we got to keep to a schedule. So you may feel rushed at times. You're going to put yourself in I don't know if this is important to you, but you're going to put yourself in a very elite group to do well in this course. The School Highlands exam is not going to be many other people that do that. Okay? it's a very, very high mark. This is a tough course. I also work for the College Board. I help design this course. I'm one of the guys that grades this course. In the summertime, I teach teachers how to teach this course. And the teachers come to me all summer and say, Tom, they call me Tom, you just call me Mr. Hope, but they say, Tom, I did my best. My students did terrible in this course. Why did they do so terrible? And it has a lot to do with what we talked about already. They're teaching the kids facts. The coefficient of friction between aluminum and steel is 0.6. We don't care about facts in here. What do we care about? How do you determine the coefficient of friction between steel and aluminum? Can you design an experiment? Can you interpret the results? Can you reach some conclusions? That's what the course stresses. And so the person who's very good at memorizing, people come to me and say, Mr. Hope, can you just tell me can you give me a list of things that's on the test? That's what people come to me and say. My answer is, no list. You got to know how to figure things out. That's really what the test is about. Beyond how do you figure these things out? So it's a different kind of skill, and it's a little tricky, but I hope to guide you through that as we go along here. All right, here we go. A few details. There's going to be 17 cycles